All right, now we need to talk about the B chords. There's three of them we're going to talk about. Actually, only two chord shapes though, because the B and the B flat are this exact same chord shape. They're just played on one different fret. So let's talk about the B major first, okay? So the B major is three fingers, just like an A. Remember how we play an A? Except this time we play it with our bottom three fingers, and it's up here on the 4th fret. Okay? So you got your pinky down here on the 2nd string, ring finger on the 3rd string, and your ring finger up here on the 4th string. Okay, so that's the first part of it. But now we've got to take our index finger and plant it down here on the bottom string of the 2nd fret. Okay, so that is B. Now we've got a whole open fret there. That 3rd fret is completely open, so it's a little bit of a stretch. Lots of people hate the B major and the B flat for that matter, and I'm one of them. I don't know what it is. This is the single most uncomfortable chord that I am forced to play. if you want to put it that way. I mean, I can hit it 7 times out of 10 now, but I really don't like it. Okay, so this is the B major, and the B flat is the exact same shape, just moved down 1 fret. So we have your 3 fingers, in this case for the B flat, they're in the 3rd fret, and our index finger is down there on that F note on that 1st string. Okay, B major. Okay, now when you play the B major or the B flat, we strum from, this is another reason why I don't like playing it, is you have to be fairly precise. We strum from the 4th string on down. And the reason for that, this is not technically the B is not the root note in this case, because this is B major is a bar chord. So normally you would extend your index finger all the way up, and you would cover this 2nd string there at note B, and then that becomes the true root note of this chord. But bar chords are difficult, and the B major bar chord in particular is no joy to behold. So when you play the B major or the B flat, you have to take care not to hit that 5th string, because it doesn't fit in there. B major is part of the E chord family, so you're going to be playing the B major in conjunction with the E and the A. All right, now here's the thing about the B major. Since the B major is going to be played with the A, whenever you're setting up a song and you notice you're looking at the chords that are going to appear in a song, and you see that there's a B major called for, you want to play that A major in the song, especially if it's going to precede it or follow the B major. You don't want to play it with your middle fingers. Okay, this is one of those cases where you play the A differently. In that case, you play it with your middle 3 fingers. So you're playing the A, and then all you do is lift up slightly, move up to the 4th fret, play and add your index finger down there to play the B major. And if you're going back to an A major from a B major, it's the same thing. you can go E, E major, okay. Now the B flat, on the other hand, if you remember, the circle of fifths is way on the other side, 180 degrees out. And it's part of the key of F, or the F chord families. So you're going to be playing the B flat in conjunction with the F, and possibly with the C. So that's all little tighter quarters. And there's no real shortcuts, you just have to do it. All right, the chord that I like to play instead of playing the B major, and this is perfectly acceptable to do this, because if you remember when we talked about the seventh chords, I mentioned that when you're in a song and you see a seventh coming up, and if you don't like the seventh, you can play the major. Well, it kind of works both ways. If you don't like the major, you could also play the seventh and get away with it. And that's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about the B7th chord. All right. I kind of like the B7th. It's got a nice sound to it. I'll show it to you, and then I'll show you how to get there. All right. This is another chord that requires 4 fretted strings, but here it is. All right, so on the B7th, the root note is up here on the 5th string underneath that, right? A, this is B, so this is a B7. So we strum from the 5th string down. Top string, that top string is an E, and there are no E notes below it, so you try and avoid it, but it really doesn't sound too bad if you nick that 6th string. Or you can use your thumb up here and kind of wrap it around and just touch that top string to mute it. That's all, you know, add-on bonus points if you can do that. All right, so here's the key for the B7th. Remember the D7? Remember, right? This is D7, index finger down here on the 2nd string, and then you straddle. That's the D7 shape. It's the same shape. You think D7, but you aim, like in the D7, you aim for the 2nd string. In this case, you aim for the 4th string. Right there, 4th string of the 1st fret. So kind of like D7, think D7. You play the D7 shape up here on the 4th string, straddling the 4th string with your other 2 fingers, your middle and your ring, okay? You get there, and then you just add your pinky down here to the bottom string, okay? B7. It's a bit persnickety because here, in this formation, you have to avoid all your other strings. We have an open string here on the 2nd, right? So our pinky can't touch it, and our ring finger can't touch it. Then up here we have a fretted 4th string, so our middle finger can't touch it, and our ring finger can't touch it above. So when you play the B7, you really want tall fingers, okay? You want tall fingers. So you get nice pure notes, okay? Now one other tip about playing the B7. Look where my elbow is. Remember I'm telling you, keep it comfortable but tucked in. In the case of the B7, it helps if we move our elbow out. I mean, we don't want to do chicken wings, but just practice with that, and you get something comfortable. And you'll find that if you move your elbow away from your body when playing the B7, it'll it'd be easier to play it than if you've got it tucked in, like if you're playing an F. Open up a little bit to play that B7. All right, this is a 7th chord, so it does have 7th, remember 7th chords? This is a dominant 7th because all we've got is B followed by a number. This is a dominant 7th, which has tension. So the release chord for the B is the B, C, D, E. Remember, count up 3. Release. So when you know you're playing a B7 in a song, chances are the next chord is going to be that E major to release. Unless it's another B7. You know, it could be B7, E7, A7, B7. And eventually it will release to that E major. Nice pretty chord. And that is the B7th. These the B, like the F, the B7th and that nasty B major, they'll take a little time to get used to. So just practice on getting your chord shape down first without any muffles. Okay, just practice.